The Mavs said they will trade. They were discussing with AD what trade destination fits. But here's the situation. AD is hurt again.
Yeah.
How many games had he played in total with them? Somebody remember the exact
16,
number? Somebody can look it up.
I think it's 16.
This year, but then last year he played 3 or 9. How much? What was the number? Did anybody remember?
It's shaky.
If you can look it up for me, real talk while I'm talking real quick. So the reason why this is important, Chill, is because as I talked to you about, and people are aware of, he's going to be eligible because of the All NBA for a 4-year, $275 million extension this summer. And a player of AD stature is not going to play for less than 200.
Yeah, he's at 25 games total.
So he's been there since February of last year. He played 25 games for them. Okay.
I ain't doing that.
So he's eligible for 275. AD is going to want his 275 because obviously he's a great player and has a great career.
Yeah.
Chill. They are discussing options and where he might like to go.
Yeah.
But now knowing all the information, 25 played games total since the Luka trade, which is going to be we're at month 10 of him being a Maverick.
Yeah.
Plus the fact he's averaging 20 and 11 this year on a greatly reduced season relative to what AD is usually is.
Yep.
He's a bad jump shooter this year again. So, there's a lot of things that are happening right now. Cooper Flagg's taking a crazy leap. The Mavs have control of 1 draft pick for the next 5 years. They got 1 first-round pick for the next 5 years, and it's this year's draft. Chill, knowing all the information now, what would you do if you were the Mavericks?
It would be. I still haven't seen him, Kyrie Irving, and I haven't seen this group together. But it'd be really difficult for me to extend him that amount of money. I mean, he turns 33. He turns 33 years old. I'm sorry. In March. So it'd be really difficult for me. It'd be really difficult for me to extend him that kind of money, considering his durability over the last 2 years and not knowing if I'm going to be, we're talking $65, $70 million a year for the next 4 years. And
then
I have
37 years old with a player option.
And I haven't been able to get him to hold up for an entire season. I mean, it's and y'all know how I feel about Anthony Davis. I love Anthony Davis, but at that price, I think we're talking about a guy who, man, it would be really difficult for me to extend him at that price. Don't get me wrong. I think his contract this season, because I still got another year left with him, right? I don't have him. I still have next season, which is the 26-27 season. So I still have another year. So with us having another year, I'm willing to play some of that year. And if I don't like what I'm seeing, and if he is still going to be at that price tag, I would move on from him. I would, especially if we're not winning. Yeah, especially next year, especially if we're not winning.
He's opting out this summer, so you won't have him.
No, he's not opting out. No, he can't opt out this summer. Next, the player.
No, I'm saying that
the player option is in 27 and 28. So that's
fix what I said. So he's going to get it. I'm going to play. I'm getting an extension where he's not or I'm not, it's not happening. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So
he's going to say yes or no. You sign me, or it's done. It's in his estimation.
So he's not coming to camp, is what you're saying. So next year. So let's say next. September,
he can find any way to do it, but they can tie it up. Yeah.
Imagine playing 20 games and acting like you got some leverage. Yo, real talk, who do you think he is? Kawhi Leonard?
Oh boy.
I'm not paying that, man. Hell no.
I'm not either.
I'm not paying that, man.
Not that much.
You ain't see the full team yet, but
I'm not going that far.
I can't pay that, man. I just can't do it, man. I mean, to me, I always look at it. Availability is your best asset, and he's unavailable, so I can't pay him.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Even if he was to come back and have a great spurt of a season to finish the rest of this year, I can't.
So the reason,
problem, bro.
The further context, Chill. The reason why I'm saying I think the waiting is a little unrealistic is because here's why. They have their 2026 first next year. So they got rid of their 2027. That's not theirs anymore.
Yeah.
2028, OKC has the right to a swap in 2028.
Yeah.
In 2029, Houston has a right to Dallas's pick. In 2029, they have the LA Lakers pick, but has no protections on it. But who knows what the Lakers will beat out in, because obviously they have Luka.
Sure.
In 2030, San Antonio will receive their pick. Damn. And then 2031, they have their own pick. So the problem is, Chill, if they don't get a blue chip this year. They don't have the ability to get another blue chip until 2031. By the time Cooper Flagg is obviously, he'll be 25, 26 in his like early prime.
Sure.
AD's going to be old. Kyrie's going to be old. I mean, they'll both be late 30s by that point. If they don't get a blue chip now, they won't have access to that for 5 years. Does that change your vantage point on this season at all?
Well, of course it does, but I also have to look at the other side of the glass. And the reason why I say that is, to your point, this is one of the best drafts that we've had. So with us having one of the best drafts, they end up missing the playoffs. They ended up with the number 1 pick in the draft, and they ended up bagging Cooper Flagg. So what's to say that they end up with another high draft pick and they end up getting another blue chipper? To your point, I mean, that is a glass half empty. I mean, even though what you're saying is legit, but that is a glass half empty logic. The glass half full is that they end up with a top 3 or a top 5 pick, and they end up with another blue chipper. And we get to see Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Cooper Flagg. We get to see Derek Lively. We get to see this whole crew this season, as opposed to what we saw last year with everybody being banged up. I mean, this whole situation was just I think, was a wash this year. Now, don't get me wrong, Manny. I'm not going to 275. That's too much for a guy that's going to be 33 years old. That 4 years, I'm going to at 36, 37 years old, I got him on the books for $68 to $70 million. And if he's breaking down now, I'm 100% confident that he's not going to do. I'm 100% confident that he's not going to hold up then. With that being said, real talk, next season, if this thing, when I get everybody back, when I get everybody in the fold, because that's what I did this for. I traded to see what it looks like with everybody. With that being said, if I get everybody back in the fold and this thing is working, and then I still have to go to 275, I may have to look into moving them. Because what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to let them walk out the front door. I'm not going to do that.
That's what I was going to say.
It's just very unfortunate for the Dallas Mavericks, because I said in the previous conversation, because I think we were talking about Cooper at the time, and I said they wasted time fooling around with Cooper Flagg playing point guard as if that's the only way you can develop somebody, by throwing everything on their plate and not, serving them a little bit at a time as they, show they can handle the responsibility. But doing that put the Mavericks in such a disadvantage, because I think you were losing games that you potentially could have won, and now you would have had more of an incentive to try to keep competing, right? And so that would make sense as far as trying to keep Anthony Davis right now. Cooper Flagg is ahead of schedule. Clearly, he's already a really, really good player. And then the little hope of, if Kyrie comes back and yada, yada, yada. But at this point, again, you're too far back in the standings. It is time to trade Anthony Davis. It's time to trade Kyrie Irving, because just like Swipe said, they have little to no draft capital. So I'm not sitting here, I'm not waiting to see what Anthony Davis is going to do the rest of the season. He needs to be moved now so we can start building for the future.
But let me ask you this, though, real talk, and I can appreciate Swiper's logic about the draft picks. What happens if we do not have a good season and we end up in the lottery? Okay, I still got Anthony Davis. I still got Kyrie Irving next year, and I got this high pick. Right. So with having this high pick, and I've seen the impact that Cooper Flagg has made on our group just right now. And this draft is supposed to be better than last year's draft, which means I may get another blue chipper. So add Anthony Davis to that. Add Kyrie Irving to that. Add Derek Lively to that. Add the blue chipper to that. Add Cooper Flagg to that. Add all of these guys to that. Now I get to see exactly what this thing looks like. I don't want to just scrap it right now, because I haven't seen the whole thing. I haven't seen the whole thing put together yet.
Yeah, but are you gonna? Is that team gonna be good enough to win a championship?
We won't know if they don't get the opportunity to play together.
You don't even see what it looked like. I think
to Real Talk's point, though, they're both, Kyrie and AD are both going to be 33, 34 next year, starting the year with injury histories.
Very small window. It's going to be a very small window for them, but I don't think there is a market for AD to be traded right now if they wanted to. I mean,
of course there is. It just depends on the return.
Well, for a good return, of course. That's more so what I mean. Like, I don't think they could get much in return for AD right now, or else they probably would maybe look to get rid of him. But I mean, no draft picks till what you said 2031.
Yeah, after this year.
6 years.
Come on, man.
It's a long time,
something has
Joe.
to happen. So it's like something has to happen where you either gotta know this is a good team and it needs to happen fast. I mean, Kyrie's gonna be gone for some time, and then I don't even know when AD is estimated to come back. But I mean, AD can't be going up and down.
It's a calf injury, right now?
No,
Or
groin
groin injury.
Groin injury.
Groin injury.
Groin injury.
Yeah, that might be a lingering
But
injury.
here's the thing, though, man. Here's the thing, though, Manny. So that window that you talked about, I see it in baseball all the time, where teams end up in a short window, they end up winning, and then they dump everybody. The reason why we did this was to win, and then we out on everybody. We moving on from Kyrie Irving. We moving on from Anthony Davis.
Yep.
We moving on from all of these dudes in this short window. Now, again, I understand that the return isn't what it looks like right now. To your point, Manny, I mean, I bought it at 100. I'd be lucky if I sold it now to get 30 for it. I'd be lucky if I got 30, if I sold it right now. So maybe I'm going to hold on to it for a little
What
while
about
longer.
that draft pick, Chill? Like it falls out of the lottery, now you're at 18 instead of
Well,
4.
I would be surprised if that draft pick fell out the lottery. I would be.
There's a big difference between 12 and 3.
Oh, hell yes, it is. But you know what? There's not that much of a difference between 5 and 3.
Well,
I just don't understand there's no real value as far as trying to compete right now when you're closing the door on your future. You've hit on this number 1 overall pick. Cooper Flagg is clearly a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time to try to manage and build a team surrounding him that aren't consisting of players 33, 34 plus. It's time to trade those players away and get back some draft capital. That way you can start drafting and putting together some more and better young players around Cooper.
And by the way, real talk, they already got veteran wings. They got Najee Marshall and PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. Like that's similar to Shea when he was with the Thunder. You just need enough veterans like that can help grow this player into what they need to be. Kyrie can be on the roster. Cool. Come back from ACL. Boom, boom, boom. Anthony Davis still chill. I do think because I do have a Dallas media person that I talk to pretty frequently about some of this. It seems to be that they're of the mindset they need to just go ahead and, get this iteration of Cooper Flagg movement started. And, AD, thank you. I appreciate it. But chill, he might just be there Antonio McDyess. Antonio, he was a nice little trade piece. He was a good player, but he wasn't the guy. He wasn't a Nick. He's a good player for the Nick, but he wasn't Nick.
So the only concern I have with that is like if you wait too long, then he walks out with you get nothing in return.
That's what I'm not trying to hear, man.
Like Ohtani, when he left the Angels, like they got nothing in return, and he just went to go get a bag from the Dodgers. Like that's almost the last thing you want, because if AD walks out and just like, oh no, well, I'll just sign with them as soon as my contract up in a couple months, then it's like, damn, now you don't get anything in return. But if you can even get like you said, Chill, if you could get 30% of what you invested in this dude, then at least you get something in return to maybe work with or just figure out and plan for the next following year. But I'm on the side of just, you don't want to keep Anthony Davis there. And this is why I say like it's a window, but we just got to identify. I guess the front office has to identify how long we're going to wait and how long we're going to really give this a chance to see if these guys can be on the floor together, because that's just the risk that I personally wouldn't want to take. Is like, all right, we're going to extend this and keep this window open all the way until we see how long these guys play together. Oh, he gets hurt again. Oh, he gets hurt again. Now our star is hurt. Now it's never fully a complete team of where you thought it was going to be. And then by the time you're waiting, AD is like, all right, well, y'all going to pay me my money or what? And then they like, no. And now he's gone and you get nothing from that. And you still don't have a draft pick till 2031, which is crazy. So I'm on the side of just maybe even getting a little bit of change for AD, whatever you can. And I wouldn't even be mad at Kyrie Irving either. And I love Kyrie there, but it's like, if you can get something that's going to give you a future in the next 5 to 6 years, I think you have to do it, because it's a tough situation. Like, just look, I'm on the side of looking ahead and just seeing if there's a brighter future outside of what's been happening with the franchise. Like,
it's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the check don't smoke and the hoes go ham. You ain't never seen hoops out here did raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.